Good afternoon. This is going to be interesting for you and stressful for me, a demonstration of a Rikka Shimputai in 2 separate containers. Now the reason why I chose this particular style of arranging is because I actually have 2 containers. I did not realize they really were similar in nature. This is the front of this container. It has this really interesting green chartreuse streak in it. And then this one here in the front has the same color embellishment as this tall one. So what I'm going to do is to make an arrangement that complements each other. And hopefully I can do it quickly enough that you won't be bored. So in a Rikka, everything needs to appear to come from one straight line. And so in order to emphasize that, we sometimes will use this metal, a wooden stake to hold onto which we can wire our material. So what I'm using today, and I may not be talking too much because I need to do this as quickly as possible, and every single material in this arrangement has been pre-wired. I've done this several times, so I should maybe speed it up a bit. This material is what we call butterfly obake anthurium. It is from the Big Island of Hawaii. It's quite large and heavy and unruly. So I'm going to wire these together for support. Okay. They look a little unhappy today. Hopefully I can tie it tightly. All right. So the next thing we're going to use is some flax. The first time I put this together, it took me 3 hours because I needed to wire everything. In addition to the anthurium and the flax, we're now going to use uli uli, which is the Hawaiian name for staghorn fern. Again, this is from the Big Island of Hawaii. Just to secure it, I'm going to wire this again. Okay. This is what it looks like so far from the front. Next thing we're going to use is some giant pothos. Then some sword bromeliad. here we have the sword bromeliad kind of tying everything into place. I'm also putting in a Crispidia in the back for color and accent. And then in the front, Hypericum. And the last item is a mirror plant. It's very good accent to cover up all of your sins here. I'm going to move this Crispidia and bring it up to the front. So this is the first half of this arrangement. The tall component. I'm going to move this out of the way and hopefully efficiently do this, the shorter part. Let's get that out of the way here. And again, this container has the same stick in it. We're going to use similar materials, but not all the same. We are going to use the same flax, except a shorter version. And again, I'm going to tie it to keep it in place. Then we're also going to use the same staghorn fern or uli uli. Turn this around so you can see what we're doing here. Okay, now let's see, let's put a short one first. These are all wired and taped. We're sort of reflecting the same lines of the taller container. I believe to wire this a bit also. Here are the flax and the uli uli fern. We're using the same pothos for the back. Show it to you now. Okay. And the same sword bromeliad, a shorter version. So we are kind of mirroring the first arrangement. So since we don't want to have twos of everything, I have a third piece of this uli uli that we're going to put in the front. So to go with the theme of the anthurium, I have a little anthurium. Then again, the pink hypericum. See that? mirror plant. This is kind of fun, but it's stressful when you're trying to do it quickly. As they say in Hawaii, you don't want it to be kapulu. Okay. This is roughly what it looks like. So now I'm going to put the two together so you can see. I believe we'll have a better photo of the finished product. Let me move everything together and I'll see if we did a good job of lining it up or not. Excuse my back. See this? Not too bad. So in a perfect world, you would expect that all the stems to be really tight and have no gaps between them. And everything should be lined up perfectly. But since this has been let's do this as quick as possible so you have an essence of what a Rikka involves, it's a little off. So, to recap, this is a Rikka Shimputai in two parts using two different containers. The main element here, I believe, is the butterfly obaki anthurium, which is the tall pink and green anthuriums. And they are rather floppy, but this is how they actually bloom. The brown curly things are staghorn fern, or in Hawaiian we call it uli uli. There is a pothos leaf. Well, actually in each arrangement there's a pothos leaf. We have used some flax in both arrangements. We have the sword bromeliad, hypericum, mirror plant, and billy ball or cresspedia. I hope you found this presentation to be interesting and I didn't bore you. So thank you so much for watching.